Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms, foot long farmer YouTube channel. We are headed in a little bit early today. I got a doctor's appointment at 8:30. Tried to reschedule it, but the next opening was not till September. Getting the old knee looked at. I think we got something tore up in there pretty good. So I'm going to head in and I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of the feeding done. So that way, when I'm gone at 8:30, probably be back around 10. Feeding will be done. So whoever was going to be feeding at that time can do whatever I was going to be doing at that time. So we're going to go and do a little bit of feeding to start the day. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Follow along. Alright, it is 7:15 now. All the feeding's done. Gave some shots. That's done. I just brought that load of sand up. Tyler's going to clean barn for me here this morning. So I brought that load of sand up so after he cleans, he can put a load in this fresh group here. They're getting a little bit low. So we're going to go get this old knee checked out here and we'll get back at it. Grandpa's already out planting. There's already guys out picking stone. There's already guys out working ground. Yesterday, I think, if my math is correct, we were like 135 to 140 acres we got put in. So that's pretty. We're pretty happy with that, with a 12-row corn planter and Grandpa running it. And even with the little issues that we had, we were able to get a lot accomplished. So hopefully today's another good day. We got a pretty good amount of ground ready ahead of the corn planter already. Jack went out ripping around 6 this morning. So yeah, hopefully we can just keep on trucking and we don't run out of dry ground. We do have a lot of ground that was still very marginal yesterday, but it's supposed to be really hot and breezy today. And currently it's got us nice through Saturday. So we got a couple days here. So let's keep our fingers crossed on all that. All right, we are back from the doctor now. Just checking in here. Seeing bingo. New tire on, ready to rock and roll. How about it? Let's get our bearings with us here and go see what's the scoop. All right, so Tyler and Caleb are both up in the field. Tyler's discing, Caleb's picking rock. Caleb said he's got like 3 more passes and he'll be freed up to come run spreader. I called Grandpa. He needs the fertilizer truck topped off. He said he's loading the planter now. So I'm going to run up and grab that, bring that home and fill that up for him. And by then maybe one of those guys will be all set. Update from the knee doctor. They scheduled an MRI to be sure. But the doctor is like 95% sure we have a torn meniscus, which is not the first time that's happened. I've torn both. I've torn my ACL. Actually, I ruptured my ACL and had that reconstructed. Little known fact, apparently I have a screw, a staple, and a button in my right knee. I did not know that. That was from my previous surgery over a decade ago. So yeah, they did an x-ray and I was like, huh, no kidding. Got a little Phillips head in there. How about that? So yeah, couple weeks MRI, follow up, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. But that would explain why I'll go 2-3 weeks barely able to walk, and then I'll go 2-3 weeks with not much of an issue. Little floater flying around in there apparently. So yeah, so that's the update on that. All right, I brought the fertilizer truck back. I'm gonna go move that seed tender down and then walk back up and get my pickup. So that way when he's done with these rows, he can do the headland. He is right there. So he's got the majority of this field done actually. Okay, I shouldn't say the majority. He's got probably 70 of the 90 done. And he's got a little field there across the ditch. It's only 3-4 acres. So he's, throw this out of here. He's really getting after it today. All right, I just swung up here to jack. One of his rolling baskets came off, so I threw that in the truck. I got to straighten the bracket out. Brian was here looking at this tractor. It's the auxiliary, what did he say? Auxiliary something seal? The auxiliary seal on the front of that motor. I'm gonna run and get 5 gallons of engine oil and 5 gallons of coolant. We're gonna put it in there and maybe we'll be able to get it home to the shop, he said. If not, we'll at least get it backed up into the hayfield here so it's out of the way. Jack said that field's got wet holes. It stinks this year because it's like 90 to 95% of a field will be good, but then there's just all these wet holes that we're just gonna have to plant around. He's been able to plant through quite a bit of them. But yeah, there's holes that have just never been wet before. But we've gotten so much rain this spring that, yeah, it's been a fun one. I got back there with the coolant and the oil, put coolant in, and Jack called me. They figured out on that tractor the belt, one of the belts is all tore up. It's still on, but it's tore up. So in a way it works out. Brian was already here, so Brian's gonna help him get the old belt off. I now need to run to Avon to pick up that belt for that tractor. So we got a 25-30 minute ride one way here, which I realize there are a lot of places that drive a lot farther than that, but when you're trying to stay ahead of stuff, every minute counts. So we're gonna just get along here. 7R 250 right there. Nice 9R 540. Bring them both. Bring them both. Be done with it. So this is Land Pro in Avon, New York. Land Pro, kind of, we're right in the middle of all of them. There's one in Warsaw, there's one in Oakfield, and one in Avon. I'm sure there's other ones, but those are the three. We'll go to any one of the three based on who has the part we're looking for. Today, Avon drew the straw. $112 later, we are out the door and headed home. All right, well, we are on the run again. I gave them the belt for that tractor. And right about as soon as I did that, I got a call from Cameron that the fertilizer truck is stuck. So I do have a tow strap in the pickup here. See if it's in a spot the pickup will pull it out. If not, maybe we'll bring the corn planter over the tractor. I'm assuming it's in the same field, and pull it out with the tractor and planter. So one of those days where we're just running around and keeping everybody moving here. It's I said it before and I'll say it again. I actually kind of enjoy it as much or more than just sitting in a tractor. The days go a lot faster. It is already 1:30 and it feels like it's 9 a.m. But when you're always running and trying to get to the next thing and trying to get to the next thing, days go fast. We are putting some miles on the pickup today though. And yeah, almost time for some fuel too. So, hey! All right, she is out. It was just stuck on some greasy topsoil here. Didn't take a whole lot. So we're gonna move this up to the next field for him. He's all done in this big guy here. He's got that little one there done. So we're gonna take this up and probably head back to the 8850, I suppose. Still got a little over half a load on here, so I'm gonna let him finish emptying this truck before I go and refill it. And I'll just bring this gray pickup back down to my pickup. All right, so we got that 8850 pulled out of our way so they can work through where it was parked. And Grandpa just stopped. He needs me to go get him a cotter pin, a couple cotter pins from the shop. So on the back where all the sprockets are for the drive chain, there's cotter pins and there's a bunch of them on a ring. But the drive wheel that turns on the big wheel that drives all your seed meters, there's not like a shear pin but a cotter pin that goes down through that locks it. And he said one sheared yesterday. That was the first time he's had one shear on this planter. So he put one of those other ones on, and he said he sheared two in the first couple rows up here. He doesn't think they're the right thickness. So we're gonna go down and see. I don't know what size this is. I think 1/4 inch is what we're looking for. We'll go see. All right, so we had 3/8 cotter pins, which is 2 sizes bigger than the one that he had. So my math is correct. 1/4 inch is what I think we're looking for. We did not have any of those. So there's Wellmans and George and Swedes that are both less than a mile away. Looks like Grandpa's at the far end of the field. The field's off to the left up here. Looks like he's at the far end. Well, no, he's almost to the road. I'll swing up and we'll see if this 3/8 will fit. If not, like I said, just over this knob, about half a mile now, there's a couple places that might have 1/4 inch. So we'll see if this 3/8 one will fit in the hole or not. The way I understand is if the head fits, the rest will follow. That's what I was told. All right, 3/8 is what we need. Just needs to be half an inch longer. So we're gonna go see what these guys got. We're down in the middle of the field here. It's sheared again. Just the pins that were on the planter, and it was just too small for the gap. I don't know why John Deere would put those on there. You'd think if they were gonna put spares on there, they'd put the right ones. Unless I'm an idiot and I'm missing something. Maybe there's a part of the planter that takes those and it wasn't the part that we were putting it on. I'm not sure. But either way, again, talking about the day going fast, it's now 2:30. We're gonna load him up with fertilizer when he gets to the end and we'll go fill that truck up again. Someday, I hope to turn our water truck into a fertilizer truck. This thing's got a, I don't know what it is, 2,600 gallon tank on it. Our water truck has about 6,500 gallons of storage. So it'd be real cool to put the seed tender on our water truck's fifth wheel and be able to have 4 tanks of fertilizer. I know that's a little excessive, but we do a fair amount of jockeying around with the fertilizer truck just because it is so small. Something to work towards there, I suppose. Park this out of the way here somewhere. We'll put it right here. That's the cotter pin I'm talking about. So when the tire turns, it turns that. This is the size we needed. This is the size that came on it. Now I know there's other cotter pins on here, like that outer one there might be smaller. But for the most part, it looks like they're all those 3/8. So yeah, I don't know, it just seems odd. They come on this little ring here. You'd think they'd be the right size, but either way, hopefully that fixed the problem. There is still a little bit of play there. But I think we'll be all set now. Cross our fingers. Just noticed we're down to about 1,300 gallons of 1034.0. I think this one they refilled. I'll double check it. Alright, good deal. This one's full. These locusts are perfect fence post size right now. I should take the chainsaw and make a bunch of fence posts. Don't know what I would do with them, but I'd like to build a fence someday and have some Angus down to Dave's. Some of them are pretty small yet, but that one there, you'd probably get 8 or so fence posts out of her. All right, we had a minute, pushed up feed, checked on the maternity pen here. They're all doing good, no babies. That cow just got pooped on, awesome. I scraped the fresh cow group out. Yeah, just making sure everything's buttoned up around here. All right, Grandpa's got that field about spanked here. We're gonna take it down the long laneway. I went up and down this driveway more today than I think I have my whole life. I'll be honest with you. As you can see, the 8850 made the trip out here, just so it's out of the way. We do got a pail of engine oil right on the front of it. We'll see, we might try bringing that home tomorrow, just kind of idle her home, top her off with oil again. It's not leaking too bad when if you're not wide open putting her under a load. So yeah, Brian said maybe we could get it home. He said we'd be more than happy to do it out in the field, but the hard part is getting an actual day of good weather to do that. You know, a day like today, we got to order the parts, and who knows how long that'll take to come in. And then, you know, if we had a few days in a row, good weather, he said he could hammer it out, but if we can get it home, it'd probably be just as well. So we might try that tomorrow. It is currently 5:30. It's warm, but gosh, it said it was supposed to hit 80 today, and it's more like 70, which it's comfortable. And stuff's drying, but this field down here, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm sure we'll end up planting it. Might just have to go around wet holes. So this driveway's rougher than rough. It's getting skid steer fueled up, tractor's fueled up. Looks like we've got it ripped or disc most of the way down through, so Grandpa's got plenty to plant tonight, and then I'll finish discing in the morning. He can finish planting in the morning. Jack's headed down. He's still got some short rows in the very bottom over there to do. So. Yep. All right, guys, well, it's kind of a chaotic video today, just a whole lot of bouncing around, and like I said, just kind of keeping the wheels moving everywhere. It's kind of what we ended up kind of what I did today. But that is going to be the end of the video. We've got 3 pickups I got to get brought home from up there. It's 7 o'clock. Kind of similar position to last night. Grandpa's full of seed, full of fertilizer. Fertilizer truck's full. The field he's in, there's about 30 acres ahead of him that's disked. The other half, we're going to give it till morning. Just let it dry out a little bit more. Yeah, so we'll finish that field up in the morning. And then there's only 2 more fields. Well, there's 3 total fields. The one is the field I got to get manure on. I would have loved to have been hauling manure all day today, but it was just not in the cards today. The other 2 that are left are pretty wet. Like, I don't know, maybe by morning we'll be able to try something. Maybe we'll end up planting half of each of them and coming back in a week or 2 weeks even, and trying to finish them up then. So that's the plan. Very productive couple of days we've had. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow I can plant myself in that manure truck and try to get some manure out, and yeah, see if we can't put the bow on this baby here in the next couple days. So that's the thought process anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Rock on. Then we get home, we get to farm again. Huh, guys, we farming?